kicking. Bad direction. So they lost to Dallas then.
Good morning, rugby fans, and welcome to Round Rock, Texas, the home of the 2024 USA Club Rugby 15s National Championships. We start off the action today here on Field 1 with the boys from Fargo, North Dakota, traveling down the Red River Ruffians here in Austin, Texas, to the host Austin Blacks. Should be a fantastic men's Division III semifinal. In the booth here, Tim Wilkes, joined by Timothy Sigmund. And Tim, we've got a great matchup on our hands here between two teams from opposite sides of the country.
Yes, we do, Tim. Austin Blacks come in red hot, 10-0 on the year. Point differential average in their matches of 52. They are coming in looking great. Three-time national champions in D3 in 2018, 2019, and 2023. Looking to repeat this year. Up against the men from the north, as you mentioned, from Fargo, the Red River Ruffians. A great team, undefeated in match play and league play for themselves up there in the Midwest. Looking strong throughout. Their pack has looked good throughout the tournament. Maybe seeing two different styles of play in the match today, as Red River may try to work their phases, and we've seen Kevin Northagen, their hooker, really do a good job of picking and going off the back to score some tries in the playoff matches leading up to this. And then also Corey Schlack, their number 10, their fly half, coordinating things on the outside, really identifying the points of attack and making sure they keep picking it over and advancing to this point in their season.
On the other side, we've got the Austin Blacks, your host for the 2024 National Championships. Tim, who should we be looking at?
You know, I've seen a couple of guys from this team really impress me. They've been piling on the points. Defensively, they're also looking good. Their number 8, Enrique Visser, has been a great player. He lists himself as 7'3", 380, and he played like it in some of these matches. But he's doing a good job, really doing a great job of supporting. Jake Skrabanich, their outside center, has been scoring from all over, the man from Sydney, Australia. And then kicker Adam Armstrong doing great as well.
We are just about ready to go here live from Williamson County, Texas. We welcome you in here to the Round Rock Multi-Purpose Complex. Our referee for this match, Jacob Gonzalez, out of the Southwest Rugby Referee Society. Also an AR at LA Sevens this past year and a mainstay on the MLR assistant referee stage as well. So we are in good hands here for this men's D3 National Championship semifinal match. Austin Blacks in the black jerseys with white numerals taking on the Red River Ruffians in the red jerseys and black shorts. Right off the back, it's Visser here. Will start off play for the Blacks as they steal this one off that kick.
Great job gathering their own kick and a break.
Merriman through the defense with the offload. Hits his target there, Skrabanich. Now some space here on the near side opening up. Already 20 seconds into this match, and the Blacks are knocking on the door. 1 meter out now. Possible not rolling away there, but we play on. Pounding it inside here for Pena. But this Red River Ruffians side, their last 2 matches, only giving up a try apiece in their last 2, so they are a tough defensive squad, but they are being tested right now by the Austin Blacks. Blacks will spin it out wide, looking for some space on the far side of the pitch. Through the hands they go into Antonio Wynn, brought down just before the line, but the pop pass is effective, and Michael Taylor dots it down for the first try of the match.
Yes, Michael Taylor, the Englishman there, putting down the try, but wow, what a period of pressure there from the Austin Blacks, picking up right where they let off in the previous games, immediately applying pressure, and we're 1 minute and 15 seconds into this match, and they've already got 5 points on the board.
You called it, Tim, in the open. Their average margin of victory on the year, 52 points across the board. They are a dominant side. Let's take a second look.
Yeah, you can see they just worked it in tight on the left-hand side and then spread it out wide. Great recycle from the ground there by Taylor, and just pops it up, dots it down in the corner. Makes for a tough conversion, but boy, they've got momentum on their side early on.
Great blend of power in that forward pack and the pace on the outside to finish that try off. Look to set this one up. A very difficult kick from the corner. Again, we welcome you in here to the National Championships. Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action. Just a couple of SFA boys here on the national stage as the Austin Blacks look to extend the lead. Flags go up, and the difficult kick is through. 7-0 your score with just about a minute and a half gone by in the first half.
You got to love that if you're a Blacks fan, man. The sideline conversion there, that was taken by Von Zermeulen. Just a great job by him of converting that, and everything coming up Blacks right now. What a great conversion, up 7-0 early.
Again, this is a squad, Tim, as we had mentioned, going for their 4th national championship in the last 6 years. And one of those years, the COVID year, there was no national champion. So these guys have been extremely dominant over the last 6 years. And score again 7-0 with the Austin Blacks on top of the Red River Ruffians from Fargo, North Dakota. Visser gets in there and snags this one out of the air. Good job not letting that go to deck. And good pressure from the Ruffians. Send the Blacks backwards there. Play on, says the referee, and now Merriman will punch this one down the field. A little bit of a sloppy play there in the back, but we're going to bring this one back. Possible offsides there on the Blacks.
Yeah, good job of taking that kick. You know, the Ruffians here, you want to gain back that momentum and at least set the pace and not let them put another one in early and really set the tone. So as the referee brings this back, you're probably going to see a really strong, Liskey's coming back for a penalty there.
Yeah, must have been an advantage being played there. No advantage gained off the kick. So that will be Adam Armstrong, the fullback, pushing this one into touch. ARs in this match, Lindsay Oliver and Alexis DeFries.
Going to see our first set piece here, Tim. You know, and in the previous matches we watched with the Blacks, they've been pretty dominant at the set piece, and it's really helped set their attacking platform throughout. That's what's allowed them to score all these points, create space, fairly dominant in both the line out and the scrum. See how the Ruffians match up here.
Look to go deep there and finding the target nicely. McKay takes the pass from Gadberry and a chip kick up over the top. A little bit of a chase here, but the Ruffians are able to secure possession. Fake kick though, over the 22 they go, and a big time break here. McCory over the over the 10-meter line. First big break of play we've seen from the boys from Fargo so far. This pass went to deck, but they're able to scoop it up and take it near the gain line. But the penalty is going to be given, not releasing the call, and the Blacks get their hands on it and earn the turnover.
A couple good breaks there by the Ruffians, but you know, the Sport didn't get there in time. He got isolated, held that ball on, and advantage back to the Blacks to see if they go for points or go for the sideline here. Sometimes in these national championship and playoff games, you want to keep that scoreboard ticking over, but it's a little far out, so it looks like you can go for for the sideline and an attacking platform just about 22 meters out here as that kick goes out of bounds.
Just a beautiful day here in Round Rock, Texas. low 80s the temperature. Clouds have kind of burned off a bit. It'll heat up as we move through the day, but this nice artificial turf here at the Round Rock Multipurpose Complex is a gym to play on. 2 fields in action. Field 2 is the natural grass pitch on the other side of the building here. And this one not straight the call. So the Blacks will have a turnover here. Let's see what option the Ruffians decide to take.
Looks like they're going for the line out. It's sort of surprised here on that, but last time they ran it out of their own 22. Let's see if they do that again or kick for space and try to relieve some of this pressure.
They do have big number 4, Dan Stibrel, 6'3", 270 pounds, lurking there in the forward pack. Instead, they go to the back, hit Maki. And Maki is able to take this one over the 22-meter line. Takes the kick to touch out of play. But here inside, got big-time defensive pressure being applied by the Austin squad. Nice little break there. Strong tackle from Merriman. But still, they're able to rumble all the way through, get an extra 10 meters out of it. Looking for some space here on the weak side. Pass goes through one hand, but Tatch there at the corner. Hoseth able to take this one over the midfield stripe and keep things moving for the boys from Fargo.
They're showing some real gumption. That's the second time they've run it out of their own 22, but it's worked out for them. They're over halfway right here with another break. Austin looking a little frenetic in defense and getting challenged.
Austin still trying each and every time on those counter rucks, but the Ruffians' support has been right there time and time again. We see it again. Visser gets absolutely annihilated through that ruck, so a great job from Red River. Secure possession here so far, slow things down as that first try was scored with a minute on the clock. There's another kick. They're going to pin them deep inside their own 22 again. Strong pressure coming in from Michael Taylor. Got his mitts on him, and they have wrapped them up, but a squirrely little play from the 13. Vitek, a couple of strong runs so far there from Jake Vitek out of Dalton, Minnesota.
Yeah, the Ruffians got punched in the mouth there in the first minute, but they're really showing some tenacity here and their willingness to run the ball.
This is a squad with great continuity. Over half of the team from North Dakota State University, Lost Boys. A lot there, and then MSU Moorhead, the other squad that we've seen a lot of players coming from, but they knock it on here, a turnover ball, and it's the Austin Blacks that are going to have an attacking scrum inside the Ruffians 22.
Got a man down there, I'm not quite sure who that is there. We see him roll over. So it looks like number 3, Christopher Reed down there, Lindenwood product. And it looks like it's maybe a knee. That may be his day. Very unfortunate. You hate to see that early in the game. Just a really, kind of a hectic period of play there. Ruffians ran it out of their own 22, got it to halfway, knock on. We've seen a couple of passes not go to hand from them. If you're doing that this early in the match, you wonder what's going to happen as the match goes on. Maybe slowing it down a little bit, working it through the phase a little bit more might be a better option for them, because when they knocked that ball on, it went right back inside their own 22, and they're back under pressure, and now we've got another. This will be a put into the Blacks when we restart play. See what happens to Reed here as he's getting a look at, but getting help to his feet.
Reed, the 33-year-old, and Tim, as we were looking through this roster, a very mature roster here for the Austin Blacks, with more than half of the squad over the age of 30. The more experienced squad coming into this one with players, again, from all over the world, coming and trying to give the Blacks their 4th national championship in the last 6 years.
Yeah, Austin's been a destination city for a while, and with the quality of rugby the Blacks have been playing, it attracts a lot of those guys later in their career. And it's been really great for them. Like you said, 3 national championships, vying for a 4th one here, and just some really good job of them of attracting the quality of players they want. And like you said, they may be a little older, but they're aging like fine wine as they keep collecting trophies as they get older. A couple of 3-time national champions on this roster.
We've got Augustin Chavez, a.k.a. Gus, onto the pitch, number 18, out of Texas State. Also played for the San Marcos Grays as well. On the club level, now in the Austin area. And a put into the scrum coming here from Zachary Triplett.
First scrum of the day. See who's dominant here.
Blacks with a nice stable platform. Give Triplet the opportunity to attack from here, and at pace they come. A beautiful little move, and Jock Merriman dots it down for the second try of the match for the Blacks. And Tim, that was almost too easy off of the set piece.
If you're Jock Merriman, that's going to live in your brain rent-free for a long time. Boy, he gets that, like you said, great stable platform, no pressure whatsoever. He gets this ball, he's going to fake out to the 12, breaks the first line of defense, a little side swerve right there. Fullback's beaten, put it down, 5 points, easy conversion. This should put them up 14-0. Great job. First scrum of the day, first try for number 10. Wow.
Blacks clicking on all cylinders, showing why they had that 52-point differential per match margin throughout the year already. Within the first 15 minutes of this match, 2 tries up on the board, and they seem to be clicking on all cylinders.
That egg-shaped ball can be brutal sometimes, because really I felt like the Ruffians had grabbed some of the momentum there in the last 5 or 6 minutes and dominated that period of play, but a little knock on as it squirts out. Here's a conversion, it's up and it's good, so 14-0. But Red River's got to get some points on the board here, grab some momentum back. They dominated that period of play, but in possession, but territory still kept them deep in their own half. They've got to get on the other side of the field. Maybe some clearance kicks here to put the Blacks on the back foot would be a better option.
Haven't really spent any time on the Blacks' half of the pitch thus far, have the boys from Fargo, North Dakota. Let's see, with this kick here, if they can apply a little bit of pressure.
You know, the Red River's got to be happy, though. This is only their 3rd competition year in existence, and here they are deep in the club rugby playoffs and holding their own against the 3-time national champions. The scoreboard, a little heavy towards the Blacks right now, but the physicality on both sides is equally matched.
Opportunity there as that one hits the deck before trickling out into touch, but Ruffians unable to tap that one back before it went over the line. And Tim, again, the Austin Blacks are host for this year's tournament, normally playing their ball out in East Austin at Burr Field, but have secured these facilities here in Round Rock. Again, we've got the crowd there in the background, both pitches with stadium seating, and a tremendous opportunity for the Austin Blacks to show out here in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, definitely a good level of support. One thing that concerns me about the Blacks throw-ins so far is they've had 3 throw-ins. One was not straight, 2 have been close, and one's not close to not straight. And the attacking platform on that may be something the Ruffians can take advantage of later on.
McCory again receives the kick, but for the second time, Tim, we've seen a penalty coming off the kick. This time it is the Blacks offsides, and an opportunity for the Ruffians with the quick tap. Good bit of pace here to the near side. Seth Jones, 41-year-old, takes it into contact, and they'll look to continue to go weak. Into the teeth of the defense,
there
though.
by the Blacks.
Yeah, the Blacks not leaving many gaps here to be had so far here in the first 8 minutes of the match.
That was Fitek there, giving no ground in that tackle.
Big tackle again, this time from Chavez, the sub, making the tackle, and the Blacks not giving up anything past the gain line. They started this one a few meters forward, so they've lost territory at this point, and now they've lost the ball as well. The Austin Blacks, it only took them a few phases to take it back, and now they look to charge. Good support, clears out that ball in the ruck. Visser on the right-hand side looks to attack weak. A little bit of a blind pass, knocked on.
Playing advantage here. Look at Visser with that strong run. We mentioned, there's a comeback for the original call, and that was actually Skrabonic on that big tackle earlier for the Blacks, number 13. But, you know, right there, what started that, the Ruffians had a penalty on the Black side of the field, and they decided not to go for touch and distance in the line out, and instead went for the quick tap. It went nowhere in a turnover. I think if they slow down a little bit and start playing for position, it's going to play into their strength. So here we'll see a replay here in a second of that initial knock on. But see right here, this is after they were playing advantage for the initial play, but breaking through 3-4 defenders, and then right there it gets ripped out. So come back here for the put in to the Blacks, but very strong runner, as we mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast.
Not your typical size for the number 8 there, 5'9", 195, but again, tremendous speed and power, and we already saw the passing abilities there on the offloads on the far side. Through the scrum yet again to precision. There's that offload, gets knocked forward. We're going to have the intentional knock-on being played, and so back 10 go the Ruffians.
Yeah, that was a sort of surprising that it came up to his face. Is he going to yellow him here? Oh, goodness. Unfortunate. You know, it looked like it just came up right at him, and he kind of put his hands up in self-defense, but...
Yeah,
see
that
if
was
we can
close.
get a
It
replay of that.
seemed like he
So
was
right here, you see
trying to
the
catch
pop.
it a little.
Oh,
Yeah.
he had that hand out, and sure enough, yeah, that's going to get called. I thought he had it up, but yeah, that was an intentional slap down, and you're already down 2 converted tries, and now you're down a man. This is going to be tough for the Ruffians. They're really going to have to tighten up here and play some strong defense as the Blacks come in. Here will be the 4th lineup. They've gone deep all 3 times, and they've gone to number 4, I think, all 3 times, and again, not straight.
Cadbury with the throw there, struggling just a little bit from that hooker position. Cadbury out of the Seattle Pacific University.
Yeah, first throw was great. Second one, not straight. Third one was on the verge. That one, not straight again. So 50% not straight. That's not what you want. Maybe throwing short might be the option moving forward if they're going to have trouble with those straight throws.
Half of the set pieces clicking those. We've seen those scrums ever so dangerous, this time on the defensive end. Let's see what kind of pop and push they've got. Strong drive coming from the Blacks, but it looks like the Ruffians are able to get this one out. A little somersault backflip pass there, finds its target, and the Ruffians are able to continue possession here inside their own 22 again, where they've spent most of this half so far. About 15 minutes gone by in this match. And now some space here on the near side. A huge run into contact goes Josef, the 23-year-old.
He's isolated. This is going to be a turnover.
Again, second time we've seen that, Tim. Just not enough support, getting close enough. Now the chip kick over the top by Triplet, looking for some space.
Out on the full.
Finds touch. Yeah, that one's going to come all the way back to where the kick was taken and give the Ruffians a line out in attacking territory.
You know, my conservative way of playing rugby, that's the 3rd time they've run it out of the 22, and it's killing me. But every time they've broken over halfway, they've done it. So you break that tackle, Burns Visser, bang, slams into the fullback. He gets the pass off, but you just see there's nobody within 15 meters of him in support. So they got that turnover. Luckily, the kick went to touch, so they're able to get the line out here. Good line out throw.
Taken there at the back, tapped down to Crump. Brings it into contact and sets up the next group of phases here for the Red River Ruffians. The boys from North Dakota looking to charge their way through. A nice strong run here. They're able to find some space, continuing to work the weak edges of the pitch. The Blacks, such an experienced squad, really fringing out well. And here the furthest that the Ruffians have been able to make it inside the 22 of the Austin Blacks. Another good run coming there from Vitek. They'll keep it in tight. Blacks got their hands on it, but they're able to still secure possession. Here to the near side, Schlack with the chip kick up over the top. Not much space to be had, and a beautiful take there from Michael Taylor, who calls for the mark.
Great job to relieve that pressure there by Taylor, and right there we were seeing the Ruffians play to the strengths that got them to this point. They started working it through the phases. We saw strong runs from North Hagen and Maki work it up 20 meters. The Blacks trying to relieve pressure here, and a good touch finder from them to take them up about 25 meters right there.
Talk about experience, and the 37-year-old Michael Taylor taking that mark, gives them the free kick. They're able to tap that one through, send it back to Armstrong, who makes a nice relief kick, sends the Ruffians back outside the 10-meter line, and that's taken in the line out, scooped up there by big Gus Chavez. Takes it over the midfield stripe, and now plenty of space there on the far side. They recycle possession again. Things starting to open up. Skip pass all the way out. Can't find its target. Ends up trickling into touch. Wynn just couldn't hang on to it as that one bounced a little behind him.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to go to the front jumper right there, and it missed it. And some big Gus Chavez mauled that thing like it was a a pint of beer at the afters. And man, good run by him. But that missed pass there, the Blacks just missing that cue. They had space on the outside. Ruffians lineouts look pretty good. We'll see how this goes here.
Steibrel Big 27-year-old at the back there. They get the lift up, but nothing coming. And again, it's taken in the back by Chavez.
He's cleaned up the last two of those lineouts on those missed throws by the Ruffians.
Be careful there coming in from the side, but they're able to secure possession. And the kick looking for some space, but that is a little bit too heavy off the boot. Goes into touch, and this will come all the way back to where that kick was taken for a line out for Red River.
Yeah, there's definitely space there in the back, and he's trying to exploit it, but I don't know if there's just a little bit wind or maybe that ball is flying a little bit easier than he thought it would in this kind of damp air we have after those storms on Thursday. But it's a second one out on the full for Austin. Another throw here at 10 meters into their own territory. See if Red River can clean this one up.
Couldn't ask for better weather here in beautiful Williamson County, Texas. Just over 80 degrees, slight breeze, and a beautiful Central Texas day here, and a quick take in there over the top of the line out, but they're able to secure possession. It was Crump that was able to take it out of the air, and now the Ruffians need to score quickly. About 15 to 20 minutes into this match, down by 2 tries, and they really need to get the gears clicking, but continue to move in the wrong direction. Over to the danger man, McCory. Blacks holding strong on the defensive end. Very happy to just let the seconds click off the clock here. Continuing to hit the Ruffians behind the gain line. Set up possession here, center of the pitch. Another strong tackle coming in. Connolly McKay gets it done, and they're able to rip it out as well. Armstrong, a little behind the back action, takes it into contact and continues the next phase here for the Blacks. Down the near side, beautiful use of hands, finds their target. Taylor on the outside, inside pass, and now a quick chip over the top from Merriman. Another kick through. This one dangerously close, but it doesn't look like Taylor was able to get there. Great pressure from the winger, and some crazy helter-skelter play ends with this one going into touch. Excuse me, out the back.
Looks like the referee might have a discussion here. What happens with that? Like you said, they missed that kick and it just sort of went all over the place. Austin, great attack, good recycle, good job. Again, Red River Ruffians got isolated right there. Yeah, red isolation there, and you could see there was that turnover when he got isolated. Austin immediately spun it out wide and able to almost score there. See what Red River tries to do here with the goal line dropout. Trying to organize.
Ended up trickling over that in goal line, so sets up with the goal line drop. We'll see if they just go for distance here, similar to the kickoff, just trying to relieve a little bit of pressure, but need to set up for that defensive line because the Blacks looking to charge again. Already 2 tries up on the board over midway through this first half of action, and a penalty coming. Back
Not
10 go the Ruffians.
Good run by Skrbanich. Going for points. I was going to say, you got to think 22 meters out, dead in front. You got to take this and go up by more than 2 tries. Austin put on two converted tries within the first 8.5 minutes. Now we've been 14 minutes in. They haven't scored again. You tick this over, you're halfway through the first half, up by 3 scores. You got to be happy with that, see if they can hold it. So far, defenses look good for the Blacks.
See the Austin Rugby Club's contingent there. The Ruffians crowd in the red as well. Still time to make your way out to the Round Rock Multipurpose Sports Complex. Tickets to be had as well. We've got the full food court, also kids playground there. If you decide to bring the whole family out as well, as the kick coming here, setting up. Evan von Zermeulen looks to punch this one through. 2 for 2 on the day. Kicks this one through off the back net and extends the lead now 17-0. 23 minutes gone by in the first half.
Number 9, Adam Flipson, trying to catch him sleeping as he sprinted up to halfway. So, you're at 17-0. I think they got a little water break right here. You could see some of the Ruffian fans fanning themselves. I think this is almost midsummer temps for them. As we are in the mid-80s now here in Austin. But, really the Blacks have been doing what they've been doing all season. They've been consistent in attack, good support, strong enough defense, bend, don't break. And when the other team gets isolated, steal it. Every time the Ruffians have gotten deep into their half, a player's gotten isolated, the Blacks have turned it over. Black still dealing with a man down, and so that man should come on here. I think probably in the next 2 to 3 minutes that he'll be coming back on with that intentional knock on earlier. But overall, the Ruffians haven't looked bad. They just haven't been able to convert it into points. I think more sustained pressure, pushing that ball down when they get those penalties on that side, go for touch, use that line out to push it over. We haven't seen a maul from either team, which is surprising.
And Tim, one thing to point out with the Red River Ruffians schedule, their full season play was back in the fall. They were able to play a few matches and able to play their super regional, and it really looked like they were able to get back in gear. But it's so difficult to play, 6 matches in the fall, have a huge break like that, and then just be able to flip the switch again and get things going.
Yeah, right. You are. Luckily they were able to play some tune-ups against some D2 and D1 teams to get them back on track, and they had some good results there that to help them out. They had the 2 games in the playoffs to keep them going, where they did pretty well there against Colorado Springs. Excuse me, against Colorado Springs there to get them to this match. But you're very right. I mean, when you play, all your continuity is kind of gone. You got to get back in that groove. It makes it difficult. They've looked dangerous today at times. It's just that final step, that last break, that last little bit of support hasn't quite been there, and Austin defense has been just strong enough. We'll see as Austin tires into the second half, we'll see if they'll be able to stand up to this attack, because the Ruffians have shown the ability to move this ball through the phases and run hard and run well, breaking the gain line.
Yeah, coming into this match, Tim, you were talking about the Blacks' defense and how stout they've been all year. And this is a Red River squad that put up 37 points in their super regional final and then 52 points in the semifinal match before that. So they know how to get it done. They know how to put points up on the board, but they have run into a buzzsaw known as the Austin Blacks here in the first half. Visser is able to take this one out of the air and continue the charge here, but they've knocked it on. And so Red River will have an opportunity on the Blacks' half of the pitch to try to respond.
This might be the opportunity Red River needs. Unfortunate mistake there for Austin as they knock it on in that second phase. But you're in the middle of the field. You can split your backs. They've shown the ability to break some tackles, both from the fullback and the right side winger. I think it's Hoseth who's made most of those breaks for him. They've done a really good job breaking it 20, 30 meters, but not being able to finish, and they're almost there. See, this is their first put in at a scrum, so we'll see how stable their attacking platform is.
I think they did have one earlier, got shoved back pretty hard, barely were able to flip that one off the somersault back. So the Blacks showing that they've got a huge push. Referee Jacob Gonzalez just giving a final words there to the Blacks front row. A little bit of an early drive as we reset this one. 24 minutes gone by in the first half of action. And your host here of the 2024 National Championship Tournament, the Austin Blacks, look to be in great form here. The hometown squad looking to show out in front of the fans. This time, much more stable platform for the Ruffians to work from. They'll come to the near side of the pitch. Offload just before contact arrives. That one kicked forward. But knock on is going to be the call there. Looked like Maki was able to get that one moving, maybe off the boot, but referee saw it differently.
Yeah, I think that was unfortunate right there. It rolled out, and I think you're right, Tim. I think that did come off its foot. The referee saw it as a knock-on, so they're going to come back for an Austin Blacks put-in. And as you mentioned, the Cat had a little bit of early push and a reset a second ago. Austin with those older players, a little more seasoned, and in the dark arts that occur there in the scrum. You see right here, it got thrown back. It might have came off a knee or a foot. You can see his protest, but to no avail. It's Austin's put-in as they try to relieve pressure.
Gonzalez gets us moving again in the scrum. The put-in comes from Triplet. Nice stable platform. Strong, hard line there from Von Zermeulen.
Lots of space wide right if they take it.
Got him back to the gain line. And then those forward pack getting out on the edges. Able to break through, and the chip kick up over the top by Merriman. We've seen this a lot, Tim, just applying that pressure, trying to pin the Ruffians in deep. They have not shown the ability to bust through very often. And each time they have, the Blacks have been able to secure possession off of no support. Strong run through the middle. Steibrel takes it into contact. So the big 27-year-old, and now here to the near side. The Ruffians just trying to find some space, but another strong tackle takes them into touch. And the Blacks have just been relentless on the defensive end. I think that was Skrabinich that was able to make the solid tackle.
Yeah, Skrabinich right there just drove him hard. It was either right there, bang, driving him out. It was either, take your pick, he's either driven into touch or you're throwing a knock on into his teammates' arms there. But strong tackle and strong defense by the Blacks to shut that down. They've got this line out. Both teams looking a little shaky in the line out today. No guarantee they're going to hold on to this possession and see what happens.
Already seen a lot of kicks from the boot of Merriman, number 10. Adam Armstrong, number 15, is a tremendously experienced fullback, back deep for the Blacks as well. So kind of takes the kicks out of play. We haven't seen a ton from Red River just yet, as you've mentioned, Tim, trying to run it out time and time again. But a tough Blacks defensive line has been stout so far. Into contact again. They're able to recycle possession nicely, but just not able to break through and progress their way down the pitch with these rumbling phases. Into contact again, lost forward and scooped up. Here comes Visser around the corner, looking for some space. Offload not there, but securely able to get possession, pushing through and possibly off their feet. Back 10, go the Ruffians.
Yeah, just a prime example there. Ruffians working it through the faces. You can see right here, there's a pass off that right hand, right into the waiting arms of Austin's hooker. And here comes Visser peeling around. As we mentioned at the beginning of the match, he's just able to put such a tenacious runner, elusive, but also hard-nosed when need to be. Took 3 people to bring him down. Great run by him. Looks like we're going for points here. Keep that scoreboard ticking over. If you're Austin, you just want this to keep going up. We've seen the sideline the sideline conversion at the beginning of this match that Von Zermeulen was able to hit. When you have that ability from your kicker, just keep it going.
30 seconds. 30.
Allows you to take the full minute or so off the clock. He's going to take every second as we're about 12 minutes from the whistle for halftime. 3 for 3 on the day, Von Zermeulen.
10.
If I'm the Blacks here, I just keep doing what I'm doing. Let the Ruffians isolate themselves and turn these balls over, take points when they present themselves. And maybe the Ruffians, this is the time, they've been very adamant about lots of attack, ball in hand. Maybe it's time to find some possession, slow things down, get some more territory, spend some more times on the Black side, and wait for them to make a mistake. Like we saw in the last kickoff where they knocked it on the first, the second phase there. Ruffians haven't looked bad in attack. It's just they've gotten isolated or just an unfortunate knock on, and that's really been the difference. The Blacks have been able to absorb that pressure, and then when the opportunities come, they take them. So Ruffians working their way up, see what they can do here in the last quarter of this first half.
Need a response, and they need it quickly here. Things starting to slip away in this men's D3 National Championship semifinal. The Austin Blacks, your 2018, 2019, 2022 national champions, looking to put number 4 back in the clubhouse. They're at Burfield on the east side of Austin, Texas. Knocked on again, so for the second time in a row, the Ruffians with an opportunity. Maybe was that knocked on and touched by somebody in an offside position, but referee's just going to give it the scrum.
Yeah, if you're the Ruffians, it's exactly what you want to see. Attacking platform from right here at the 22. They've shown the ability to break tackles off of the set, and he was behind him there, so no worries there. You can see that replay. He misses it, comes down, goes to the second man who's behind the 22 and he attaches it. So no accidental offside. Good call by the referee.
Jacob Gonzalez gets us going again out of the Southwest Referee Society. Puts it in, and out comes Flipson. Skip pass here to the near side. McCory through one tackle. Nice offload to keep things moving. Into contact goes Schlack. Spin this one to the outside, but that defensive line pressure from the Blacks is just disrupting these offloads, and the Ruffians are unable to really get much going as they try to use the hands and move it to the outsides. Secure possession though, but But again, charging defense. David Pena comes in and knocks him 5 meters behind the gain line. They catch it at pace. They can really move that gain line forward, though. There's a hard line coming in, space opening up. Through the teeth of the defense goes King over the 22-meter line, and they're able to keep things moving. There's the pop, though. A knock on slows down the attack, and the Blacks are able to retain possession now inside their own 22.
Stay here, Black. Stay here, Black.
Oh, goodness.
Armstrong with the drop, and another mistake here for the Blacks is going to set up a huge opportunity for the Ruffians. And Tim, with about 8 minutes left to play in the first half, they have got to score on this one.
Actually, here's the break by number 11 from Red River, and he's been elusive, had a couple of breaks today, offloads it, but the Blacks are there just enough. And see, there's the initial knock-on, so this will actually be put into the Blacks, gathered up by Skravanik, and then when they passed it back to Armstrong, you can tell this ball is getting a little wet. We had a heck of a rainstorm here earlier in the week, and the ground's still pretty damp. So this ball probably's got a little moisture on it as he drops it right here. So we'll see what the Blacks can do off this put in, if they can relieve the pressure from the Ruffians. We close to the end of this first half.
Actually going to call a knock-on in the ruck there. So it's the Blacks that have the scrum inside their own 22-meter line. Strong counter ruck, though, takes it back for the Ruffians. Possible offsides coming in there, but the Ruffians are able to retain possession. Into contact, Visser with the tackle.
That's Northagen with another strong run.
Yeah, we've seen him score multiple tries in most of the matches. They're from that hooker position for the Ruffians. Best attacking opportunity. Here goes Northagen. 1 meter out, they're able to recycle it back now to the left-hand side, keeping it in tight. Advantage being played for the Ruffians. Need a try here, 7 minutes left to play, down by 20 points in the first half.
If I'm the Ruffians right here, I'm gonna pick and go 6 times in a row.
They're just about at that, sitting at the 6th or 7th phase here, continuing that action so close, maybe on the line. Referee's caught on the opposite side. Can't see it.
He awarded it.
Try awarded, and the Red River Ruffians get their first 5 points up on the board. Great work from Jacob Gonzalez using those ARs on the sideline. We could see it from our angle, and they were able to pick it up as well. Try awarded for the Ruffians.
I think that's Cardhauser, the big prop, number 1, who got that just enough to get it over the line, put it right on the line. That's all you need to do. 5 points for the Ruffians. They've got to be excited.
15.
Chad Cardhauser, great job by him, a 45-year-old.
Most experienced player on the squad, 20 years of rugby to his name out of Occidental College Rugby Football Club. Prosser, Washington. Kick coming here from the fullback, Neymar McCory, 24-year-old Zimbabwean, looks to put this one through and give the Ruffians another 2. Sends it through and brings the Ruffians back just a little bit, and Tim, exactly what they needed, able to capitalize on a couple of Austin Black's mistakes.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. You know, what we've seen from them in the other matches, their ability to put pressure on the opposition by those repeated phases, which really got them to this point. And they were playing good running rugby, but were having unfortunate knock-ons here and there. So they got close, went back to their strengths, and really just, like we talked about, I said I would do 6 pick and goes. It only took them 2, but they got in. And I think they need to play to that, play for position, and then play those tight phases to move that forward and try to get some more tries, because that was great from them right there to get back into this match.
Beautiful high ball into the Texas sky here, collected by the Ruffians. See the jump houses in the back. A full family experience here in Austin, Texas for the USA Rugby Club National Championship Tournament. Out the back, Flipson, the 31-year-old scrum half, gets things moving again, and a hard charging run. Seth Jones into contact and possibly taken away by the Blacks. Got their hands on it and have secured possession in the back. A pick and go, Von Zermeulen moves it up a little further. Gonna try to find some space on the weak side. Nice little touch pass. Not a lot of space to work with, but beautiful hands all the way to the edge. continuing this strong pressure phase after phase from the Blacks, looking for their third try of the match. Visser over the 22-meter line, here to the near side, through the hands of Merriman. Finds his target, numbers on the on the near side. A strong tackle from the fullback slows things down. Blacks still in possession. Hit behind the gain line is Peter Winder. Now a pick and go from the scrummy. Finds some space there on the right. Gonzalez back to his feet, the referee. Continue the charge. Austin Blacks about 10 phases into this, pounding away at the Red River Ruffians.
Stolen.
They did so, able to get this one out of there, and now need to find some relief. There's the kick. Should be able to trickle out into touch, and a great job just moving that one out behind the 22 for him.
After that phase, you got to think they're going to be ready for halftime. That was a lot of sustained pressure there from the Blacks as they pushed that forward. Ruffians able to absorb it, turn that ball over, and relieve the pressure getting it outside the 22. But you can see a lot of hands on hips, a lot of guys sucking the big ones right now as we near the end of this first half. They had the sustained pressure to get their try on the other end. That was about 12 phases right there the Blacks were able to put together. Great job of them of having support players there at the rucks to keep that ball recycling and keep the Ruffians on the back foot.
Ruffians coach Taylor Neaton, they're on the sideline trying to get his boys going. Under 3 minutes left in this first half, down by 13, and the Blacks applying some extreme pressure here. Visser again with that hard line. Into him, 5'9", 195, playing that 8-man spot. Has been a beast though with these hard charging runs. They continue that action, center of the pitch, and now to the outside. There's that good combo. Skrabanich into contact he goes, 5 meters out. But a strong counter up blows things up. Blacks able to retain possession out the back, try to find some space out to the far side. Keep things moving just when it looks like things are all discombobulated there for Austin. They're able to retain possession and still on the front foot with 2 minutes left in the half, trying to extend the lead.
The Ruffians clearly not afraid of contact. They are hitting hard.
Ready for that is Chavez, and now they've got some space here on the near side. Armstrong again, just can't hold on to it. Slick ball falls forward. Armstrong thinks it's the ball's fault. Sets this one
like he
back.
was trying to put that one to the boot and maybe trickle through a little grubber, and he just dropped it instead, as you mentioned. So here's that recycle, gets it out wide. Missed behind the number 12 there to Armstrong, and as he drops, he's looking, he's going to fake that. No, he just dropped, he just lost it, period. I thought he was going to drop it to his boot, but just fell out of his hands. And he made that big pressure relief there for the Ruffians, so they can maintain possession here and get it out. They may get out of this first half with a score of 20-7.
Where's my head going when we start? All right, you're right on his shoulder.
So many of these players for the Austin Blacks have been together for all of the D3 national championships. Visser has all 3 to his name. He's looking for number 4 there at that 8-man spot. Here it's the Red River Ruffians with possession, under a minute left to play. Keep an eye on our referee, Jacob Gonzalez, on his time here for the final play. Here's a kick off to the left.
What a great clearance.
Great, yeah, able to find some space. Trickles out into touch, but moves it all the way across the pitch. He's able to put a little bit of pressure here on Austin.
If I'm Austin here, I focus on getting this ball down, working through 2 or 3 phases tight, and then get it out 20-7. I'll take that 13-point lead into halftime all day. Don't try to do something fancy and give up a silly try, an intercept or something like that to put the Ruffians right back in it. We'll see what they do. They're going to go deep. Looks like they're going to end up going short here.
Lineouts have been a little tricky for Austin today, but this one's taken securely there by Winder. They're able to send it through the hands off to the right-hand side, and over the midfield stripe they come. Trickles out, a little sloppy there, but Merriman's able to boot this one forward. Knock on there, McCory actually able to use the boot and keep this one moving. He sends the return kick deep. Lots of space here. The Blacks able to retreat. Taylor's just going to boot this one out the back. Smart play, and that will take us to half. What a heady play there for the Austin Blacks. And as we go to break, 20-7, they lead in the first half.
Yeah, that period of play right there is exactly what we were talking about. They almost gave up a silly try to McCory, who's been dangerous. So
take a second look here, Tim.
He's been dangerous all day, and he looks back, and there is nobody home, just an ocean of space back there. And look at all that there's nobody on screen initially. And it's a race, and that is just, boy, that kick couldn't have gone any better for Austin, because that was dangerous.
Michael Taylor with the smart play sends it into touch, and we will step us. Remember, coming up later on today, we've still got 2 more matches on deck. So stay tuned right here to the Rugby Network. We've got the Phoenixville White Horse taking on the Sacramento Amazons in our women's D2 match coming up next. Also on the opposite field, we've got Colusa County taking on Charles River. John Broker and Darian Lovelace will be taking you through all the action there. We will step aside here. When we return, we've got the second half here for you on the Rugby Network. Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action. We'll return after a few.
Credo Rugby is a development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their on-field, training, and supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development. Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
To understand the game in its fullest, you need to understand what's happening to the ball.
Gilbert is synonymous with every major event that's happened in our sport.
The ball is a conductor of the orchestra. We put a tiny microchip inside the ball. We're getting location information from the ball, speed, spin, distance, trajectory, hang time.
The technology and the innovation behind this ball is truly a game changer.
There might be some dark days, and who have you relied on, and who's been sort of your support system to get you through those times?
For me, especially with this whole process, has been, talking to my loved ones and my close family.
Especially when I'm on the road, get a bit of homesickness, but fortunately with technology these days, I'm able to call the missus, call my parents, stay connected with the people who supported me through all my tough times.
When the times get toughest, those are the people that I turn to, and God is who I turn to, and I've been able to get strength from it.
Making sure you're managing your relationships, leaning on the people that you know you can lean on, it's been huge.
It's a really important thing for the players to know, to talk to someone, to open.
How brilliant is it in terms of having this teammate environment that obviously you go out there physically and try and dominate with each other, but then again, it's that sort of camaraderie that's so important to then having good mental well-being.
I think you build so many great friends throughout rugby that is like my safe place.
Your life is kind of like a stool. If you only have rugby and there's only one peg, it's easy to topple over.
Yeah.
But once you have multiple pegs, you have your family, you have a mental health lead, you have those resources, and you have more stability, you're not going to topple over. And that's something that I really take with me everywhere I go.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network, as we bring you your weekly rugby fix.
With the big news, special guests, and unparalleled access, this is your rugby show. Watch exclusively on the Rugby Network.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is a sport where teamwork truly makes the difference. In alignment with the values of rugby, Globant and Major League Rugby join forces in a powerful innovation scrum that aims to elevate the sport using the latest technologies. We are already co-creating digital solutions to impact the game, the fans, and the global community in a sustainable way. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
The moment you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. The first rugby game that allows you to play and get rewards is now live. Step into tournaments, be the ultimate manager, earn free jerseys and match tickets. It is the heart of rugby, now in digital glory. Build your strategy using real player cards. It's your game, your moves. Buy, trade, play, and create your lineup. For cards, your legacy. Experience rugby like never before. Take your fantasy rugby experience to the next level. Join Overlay.
Welcome back to Round Rock, Texas, home of the 2024 National Championship Tournament on the club rugby level. Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action. A strong first half in the books. Austin Blacks on top of the Red River Ruffians 20-7. Tim, we saw a couple of tries there, but a strong first half with the Ruffians starting to get back into it there towards the end.
Yeah, when we started this game, it looked like it was going to be all Blacks. 2 converted tries in the first 8 minutes, but the Ruffians coming back strong, holding them to just 2 penalties after that to get up 20, and then working it through the phases, pushing hard, and then scoring their own try on the deep after many phases through their pack. And Chad Carthauser powered over. That try was converted, and we're sitting at 20-7. And it's really anybody's game. The Blacks have just been taking advantage of a few mistakes by the Ruffians, but the Ruffians have looked good with ball in hand and looked good on defense as well.
But the Blacks, again, with those 2 tries coming there from Jock Merriman, number 10, and Antonio Wynn, number 14, out on the edge. Those 2 quick ones. Also with the kicks coming in from Von Zermeulen, 4 for 4 on the day. Kick gets us going again. Corey Schlack gets us underway. Again, Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action here live from Round Rock, Texas. Our host, Austin Blacks, here in the all-black jerseys, on top by 13. But a strong take there off of the kick sends the Ruffians in possession here inside the 10-meter line of the Blacks. Bit of a bouncing ball, finds its target out there, but they're trying to get it to their danger man, McCory. Couldn't do so, and they're able to turn this one back over. The Blacks in possession again. There's the chip kick up over the top, finds some space there. McCory's gonna have to run to catch back up to this one inside his own 22. Loses it backwards, still there, playable, picked up, and the Blacks are gonna take this one in, but we're gonna bring it back. It was knocked forward, really close there, but Skrabonic lost it forward and will come back for the knock.
Oh, Skrabonic is sick. McCory misplays this one and loses it, and he's trying to come in there. And I think the referee called him right there as he went down. He got a hand in there and knocked it forward. Well, boy, that looked like just a really messy try, but like Austin was going to jump out again within the first minute. It just didn't quite happen.
Good job from our referee, Jacob Gonzalez, being right there on the spot, ready to make the call. And now Red River from their own 5-meter line will have to retain possession out the back of the scrum.
Both scrums have looked solid today, Tim. I've been impressed by both and the platforms they provided. See what happens here as they get tired in the second half.
Flipson snags this one out the back and sends him off to the right-hand side. Schlack will kick this one out into touch. Sends a little bit of relief there, but they're still pinned in inside their own 22-meter line with an attacking opportunity here for the Austin Blacks.
Austin's looked pretty good from their set pieces. Line out has been the shaky one for them. They've had 3 not straight throws off of this and 1 not go to hand out of about 7 tosses. See what they can do here. They went short the last 2 times.
Taking it there through Connolly McKay, 6'1", got up high. Visser got the ball, picked it back up, lost it forward just inches in front of the line. And we have seen Visser, Edric Visser, just a force out there on the pitch, and yet again breaking through the line, almost scoring this time.
I think that was number 14, Tate Hoseth, right there with the try-saving tackle, just to meter out. See, here's the replay. Visser breaks loose, and it's just him and the winger. And you think you probably favor the 8-man. He tries to regather here, and just it slips from his grip and loses it. Oh, man, what a great tackle by Hoseth to set that up.
Here's the last time I tell you guys.
Fantastic defensive effort. Coming back in and making multiple tackles, try-saving tackles. And we've said Visser's name so many times from that number 8 spot, 5'9", 195, but plays like a full beast out there and has done a great job from that 8-man spot. Here's the kick here, trying to relieve a little pressure. Through McCory, doesn't find a lot of distance though, and in the end, an offsides call is gonna be had and a 5-meter penalty for the Austin Blacks.
Yeah, it's an accidental offside, bounced up and off the winger and then to the man in front of him. So Austin's going to opt for the scrum here, but boy, the Ruffians under a tremendous amount of pressure here. This will be the 3rd scrum inside their 5-meter line in the first 4 minutes of the second half.
See the referees. AR is Khalil Harrison, Matalasi and Morissette. Helping us out here today. See the coach there for the Ruffians, Taylor Neaton. Just trying to get his squad back together here. First 4 minutes have seen a ton of pressure in the second half from the Austin Blacks. 5-meter scrum could be the culmination here. They're able to take it out the back through Triplet. Hard line coming in there from the center. Skrabonic couldn't find a gap though. And Visser will look to explore. Slips through 1, 2, 3 guys to take him down. Need to recycle this one back, but it's ripped away. Unfortunately knocked on by Red River, and the Blacks will have another 5-meter scrum.
Visser is so dangerous. My goodness. See right here, gets rid of the first man, ducks, puts the hand down, gets rid of the second man, pushes through. I thought he was going to go in right here. Try-saving tackle there as he gets him, but it looks like somewhere here as they tried to get this steal, they knocked it on. And so it's going to be another scrum to the Blacks. Here 5 meters. Visser may have hurt his hip here a little bit as he kind of limps back to the back of that scrum.
Visser's such a shifty player. Slippery out there, is just can't bring him to deck and secure it. We saw him pop back up to his feet and almost scored the try a couple minutes ago. But he is relentless out there. Even went for that second attempt to try and touch it down, but got caught. They're able to get the ball back here. 5 minutes gone by in the second half of action. They look to extend the lead with their 3rd try, possibly. Nice. Secure possession off the back into the hands of Merriman. Nice little dish into contact. Goes Von Zermeulen. Taken away, though, by the Ruffians.
That was Mackey there with the steal.
These last 6 minutes of action, the Ruffians just pulling every trick out of the bag on the defensive end, looking for some space now off to the right-hand side. They'll send this one through Schlack. pops up in the air before finally trickling out. Almost an opportunity. As you see the effort constant here from the Ruffians, and a great start to the second half, although they've been pinned inside their old 22 the whole time.
I've been impressed with the defense by the Ruffians here. You see there's a switch, dummies to the outside center, back into number 12, Bonzer-Mullen. He gets taken down. You can see, I think that was, oh, right there, his own player kicks it through, unfortunately, and they're able to turn that over and relieve some pressure, get back to this line out.
Big tackle by number 12, Seth Jones in that phase. Find their target here through McKay, and off to the races they come again. Beautiful little offload to the outside to Taylor. Taylor 5 meters out, another pop pass. Keeps things moving through the hands of Pena. Visser 1 meter out, has the full pack there with them. They'll spin it here to the near side. Merriman through the hands all the way. Outside center takes it in. Skrabonic over the line and in for the third try. Big time try. Austin Blacks get the first of the second half.
Just 8 minutes of sustained pressure there by the Blacks. Ruffians were game for all of it, but you can see here he gets it out wide, and they're just going to spin it through the hands. They've tucked him in inside there, and it's really just man on man. And when he breaks that tackle, there's almost no stopping him at that point. 2 defenders there, but he's over the line, puts it down, 5 more points for the Blacks.
Branch out of Linfield Rugby Club in Sydney, Australia. Plays some of his time there before coming back to the States as well. So again, players
He's been
from
dangerous
all
on attack
over.
and defense, Tim. He's had some
players.
big hits earlier, driving players out, puts down that 5-pointer, just rewards for the amount of effort he's put into this match.
One of the team's leading try scorers on the year, and just kind of shows how they are able to pull in talent from all across the globe. Again, Austin, Texas being a hot spot, everybody wants to come, and the Austin Blacks have been able to build a dominant squad. As again, 3 national championships in the books, 2018, 2019, 2022, and looking to go back to back for the second time in the last 6 years.
Yeah, that last one's in 2023, so trying to repeat this year. They've been amazing with what they're doing. But full credit to the Ruffians. They've been able to absorb a ton of pressure. They have done better than just about anybody in the last 2 months that has played this Black squad. And I'm interested to see what the last 2 times they've been able to recover the kickoff. And so if they can put some pressure on, they need to get back into this early.
Corey Schlack, the 37-year-old out of Litchfield, Minnesota. With the multicolored scrum cap, sends this one high, but it will go all the way out into touch on the full. We'll come back for a scrum center. Chosen here by the Blacks.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous for the Ruffians because the Blacks backline has been attacking from all over the field, both wingers, very elusive. And so now you've got full width on both sides. It's midway through the second half. You're already kind of tired. It's hot. This could be a big break, an opportunity for a big break. And if they score again, it's going to blow this game wide open.
Again, this Fargo, North Dakota squad, average temperature right now up there in Fargo, about 60 degrees, so they are definitely feeling the heat here. Let's see how the legs are able to hold up here in the second half. Another strong, stable platform for the Blacks, and they're able to pull this one out and work through it. Off to the right-hand side, Newt O'Donnell finds an extra pass over the right to Win. Win with already 1 try on the day, slips this one back into Armstrong. Inside the 5-meter line, O'Donnell takes this one out, and they continue to charge. Yet again, didn't take them very long to get back inside the 22, and now they've got plenty of numbers on the far side of the pitch, all the way out to Michael Taylor, and he gets it done. Almost had a try earlier in the match, but takes it all the way home this time.
Just what we talked about, Tim. Spread the field wide, had the big break, recycle it through the phases. You just can't recycle fast enough to cover all the way out to the left. Let the ball do the work, and he's got a choice of who wanted to score this one. And as you mentioned, Michael Taylor with his try, first try of the day, but not his first time to touch the ball. He's been a hard runner all day. And that's 4 tries now to Austin, and they're starting to tick this scoreboard over into almost an insurmountable lead.
Great effort that time, and we saw them play it to the forwards once or twice there, suck that defensive end, and we had all 5 defenders there within about 10 meters of the ruck. Plenty of space, numbers on the far side of the pitch for the Blacks. Had multiple, still had another couple players they could pass it off to there. Easy try, as easy as it gets, but a huge bit of phase play there. And you called it, Tim. Off of that scrum, they knew what they needed to do to be able to push it down the field. So dangerous off the set pieces.
What a conversion kick.
The kick good. 5 for 5 now on the day for Von Zermeulen. 2 penalties, and every conversion has been good as well, as we see O'Donnell there off the right.
Yeah, working it through, and this play was so successful, it even went to one of the Ruffians players and then back. I mean, sometimes the ball just bounces your way. They work it through here. He goes down. You're right there near the edge of the try line already. He works it through, looks out wide. Let's get a pass here. Work it through one more phase, suck the defenders in. Now everybody, as you mentioned, look, 6, 7 players there around the ruck, spin it out wide, and there's just nobody home. There's one man on 3 right there, and then Taylor was able to go in and score it.
Got to give a shout out to the number 15, Adam Armstrong. Great line that he ran there, and a beautiful little touch pass to really open things up. Spin it outside to his winger for the extra meters. And now the Austin Blacks are able to retain possession off the kick here. O'Donnell going to send this one back. Kick up over the top of the defense. Great job to pin them all the way inside their 22 again. The kicking game from the Austin Blacks has been phenomenal. So much experience all over the pitch. And this kick's going to go to hands here. Gadbury right in the center, takes it. And again, the Blacks able to kind of win that kicking battle, Tim.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of here collecting possession. This one may roll out the back and come. It does. So just as we mentioned how good their kicking game has been, a little mistake there, but they're just putting on consistent pressure. And now when you're up 34-7, what you're going to do is just try to pin the other team back and not allow them, make them have to go 60, 70, 80 meters to score. Because they've got to score 4 converted tries to get back into the lead of this game. Austin's just got to play keep away at this point.
That kick trickled all the way back out over the end goal. And so we will come, there's option there, and we'll come all the way back to where that kick was taken for a scrum here for the Ruffians. As we are just about ready to get this one back in. Our referee, Jacob Gonzalez. Again, AR at the LA Sevens this past year, also a mainstay with the MLR Crews as an assistant referee. So great hands here for this D3 National Championship semifinal. Put in here from Flipson. He's able to get possession here out the back, nice and clean. Little kick over the top of the defense, sends them retreating. So a bit of a taste of their own medicine for Austin. They'll send this kick out nicely into touch, and it'll trickle all the way out, and what a beautiful relief kick over the 10-meter line, and again, they win that kick battle.
Yeah, gained 40 meters of territory right there. You know, I would say in the first half, you saw Red River really keeping the ball in hand and running quite a bit, and now in the second half, when they need to score a bunch of points, they're kicking it down the field and losing possession to a very dangerous attacking side of Austin, and, you know, we'll see how their attitude goes here off this line out, but I think the Ruffians at this point need to keep ball in hand and try to, they just need to score from everywhere and anywhere.
Switch jumpers and go there to the front. Maki takes it in, and the Ruffians are able to secure possession inside their own half of the pitch. 15 minutes gone by in the second half. Strong second half start for the Austin Blacks with 2 tries. Big hit behind the gain line yet again. This relentless defense from Austin is continuing to play havoc here for the Ruffians. Nice little switch coming in. Vitek. The outside center takes it into contact. Each and every time, Austin Blacks are ready to take the poach, applying strong pressure in each and every ruck. Off to the right now, through the hands of the winger, Josef. Off to the lock, Crump. Into contact they go. Austin Blacks happy to just let the seconds tick off the clock here. You mentioned it, Tim. As long as the ball is in the opposite half of the pitch, they are more than happy to play defense. This time not releasing is going to send them back 10.
Yeah, you can see Blacks are starting to bring in some reserves as well. 18, 19, and 20, and 21 all on the field now. And you're able to rest some of your players, and they're able to bring fresh legs. And so here we see a substitution maybe from the Ruffians coming on. See who's coming here. Looks like number 5, Jordan Crump, coming off. He's been a stalwart in the first half, and we've got number 19, Nick Pullman, coming on, 35-year-old, 6'1", out of Harrisburg, South Dakota.
And on the other side for the Blacks, you've got Rowerdink in number 19, Derek Watson, number 20, into the match as well.
These substitutions become important when it's 80-plus degrees like this and you're playing long and hard and you've got another game tomorrow. If you win, rest those legs. And the good thing for Austin is, you know, a lot of these players, there's no drop-off in talent really for either side that we've seen. So that's huge. So we'll see what the Ruffians do here with this line out.
Referee allows him to play on there. Derek Watson, number 20, on the defensive end, finally makes that tackle, just playing havoc there on the defensive side. And Tim, this is an Austin Black squad that through the year have put up 5 shutout defeats, winning matches by 52 points each and every time. And another take here, this defensive pressure. Antonio Wynn rips it out of the air and keeps things moving now for the Blacks. Into contact, Rowerdink over the 22-meter line. O'Donnell sends it off to the right and eventually falling into touch. But again, more applied pressure from the Blacks, and again, pinned inside their own 22 of the Ruffians.
But no, your scrum half is pulling the ball out. Okay. Can you make sure they're not creeping up there during it? Yeah, but your scrum half, if he puts the ball out, the ball is out.
Strong take back that time. Antonio Wynn out of Indiana University. Hometown South Bend, Indiana, gets it done there, takes it away. Again, lost possession, turnover back to the Ruffians with the line out inside their 22.
Time's on.
Throw coming in here, Hoisington, the 32-year-old out of Britain, South Dakota, finds his target. Hits Karthauser, the try scorer from earlier, number 1. See the boom being lowered here from the Ruffians. As they take into contact now, off to the right-hand side they come, still pinned inside their own 22-meter line. Not quite midway through this second half of action here. Strong efforts, time and time again for Austin. Scooped up again now for the Austin Blacks, inside their own 10-meter line. Penalty is going to be given here, not releasing the call, and a quick tap coming from the Red River Ruffians. Nick Pullman, newly entered the match, number 19, pushes forward. Back to the near side of the pitch they come. They've got numbers here on the outside, finding the target. Broderick Keene has a lot of speed and pace on the outside, but can't get very far with the Austin Blacks fully having him wrapped up. And eventually it ends in the turnover. Ball off their feet were the Ruffians, and time again, they've been relentless. But Tim, the Austin Blacks have just been so strong out here today.
Yeah, you know, the Ruffians are definitely up for the challenge, but right there, it just seems like you get isolated. There's turnover right there off the feet. Just unfortunate as they were pushing in and pushing deep. And then these great kicks. I mean, look at them relieving the pressure there. 30 meters, now you're back on your own half. We're 60 minutes in. The Ruffians, very game, unfortunately only have 7 points on the board. I feel like they've played well enough to have scored another try or two, but the ball just not bouncing their way a couple of times.
Thank you.
And you see all the subs in here. Ricky Johnson, the 39-year-old. Out of Germany, also onto the pitch here, as we will take a little bit of a break here, a water break. And Tim, let's take this opportunity to look around the league. Remember, right now, the men's other D3 match, Colusa County taking on Charles River. They're on field 2. We'll get an update on how that match is going momentarily. After this match, we will have the Phoenixville White Horse and the women's D2 action taking on the Sacramento Amazons. And the final match of the day here on Field 1, Oceanside Chiefs taking on the Boston Irish Wolfhounds. And Tim, it's been a tough, strong match. The Ruffians just kind of outpaced for most of it.
Yeah, here you can see the first try of the day, just a minute in, dotting it down on the right-hand side. They were actually able to convert that try, which was an amazing kick to start the game and really put them on. And here, first scrum of the day, and off that set piece, number 10, Jock Merriman, just able to go right through the middle and put down another 5-pointer. This put them up 14-0 early, and it looked like it may be a runaway early, but then the Ruffians able to work their way back, and then I believe it was Chad Karthauser, the prop here, who takes it in from close range to put them on the board and tighten this game up. But now here in the second half, they've been able to work it through the hands again. And it was number 13, Jake Skrabonic, who was able to get that one down for the third try of the day for the Blacks. And then, as we talked about earlier, right after this try, there was a bad kickoff. We had the break here off the right side, work through. See number 15, Adam Armstrong, relaying it outside. Number 14, Antonio Wynn, recovers it there. Unfortunate for the Ruffians, works it through the hands, and when he went down, they were able to spin it out wide left. And Michael Taylor was able to get his second of the day at that point.
Yeah, Tim, it really looked like the Ruffians were going to be able to use that momentum they gained with that try late in the first half, but the Blacks stifled that immediately, scoring within the first 5 minutes and then doubling up later on as well. They're just about ready. Water is off the pitch. Again, Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action here live from beautiful Round Rock, Texas. Mid-80s here. Austin Blacks more than used to it. Red River Ruffians about 20 degrees more than they're used to. Been playing hard, but down by 27 here. Things starting to get out of hand. 20 minutes left to play. Ruffians still on the defensive end. Strong runs coming in. I believe that was O'Donnell is able to scoop this one out the back, and now they'll look for some space here on the near side. Strong kick pass, finds its target, almost scooped up by Ricky Johnson, but he lost it out into touch. Knocked on into touch, choice coming for the Ruffians.
Yeah, you can tell he coming on late here as a replacement. He was running full bore. That egg-shaped ball bounces funny sometimes. They thought it was going to go into touch. It bounced up, and he almost gathered that to steal one. But great cross-field kick there from Austin. Red River here with the line out. They've got to relieve this pressure and get back on the other side of halfway.
Really, if you're Austin, you've got a strong defensive line, but the kicking game has been exceptional. From their back three, also you've got Merriman in there orchestrating the offense with the boot as well. And now it's the Austin Blacks again, able to retain possession there through Newt O'Donnell. Keeps it moving again off to the left-hand side. This one hits the hands. They're able to keep it going. Here comes Merriman again, dancing through. Big-time skip pass off to the left, hits the target, and they're in again for the try. Huge pass coming through, and Tymo Wilder, the 24-year-old out of the University of North Texas, gets on the pitch and scores his first try.
Great job, replacement coming on there and getting those points down. What a great pass from Merriman.
Something out of nothing right there.
Here he comes through and gets those points down. Just a great job for him and great exposure. You know, only 24 years old, only 3 years of experience playing, but can find the try zone, no problem.
So the Blacks continue their dominance here in this match. We've said it many times, they are on pace still to reach that mark. Average score on the year, average point differential, 52 points per match. 5 shutouts on the year. And the Ruffians able to get that try late in the second half. But they have been hard to come by, not too many opportunities. And another one here for Von Zermeulen. Been incredible with the boot throughout the match. Another difficult kick from the corner, up and through, and Tim, he's hit it from both sides of the pitch now. Great effort there off the boot of Von Zermeulen.
It's always great when you have a kicker can hit it from just about anywhere, isn't it? I mean, just wow.
Yep.
Great performance from him today. The Blacks have just been hitting on all cylinders here in the second half. 22 minutes in, and they've already topped their first half total. They put on 21 points here in the second half. 3 tries, all converted by Von Zermeulen, and 2 of them almost from the edge of the touchline.
So 17 minutes left to play in the match. It's Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action here on our perch above the Round Rock Multipurpose Sports Complex. And this one's going to be taken into contact. Rumbling through is Joel Hedloff, the 32-year-old out of Wilmar, Minnesota. And the Ruffians, first time in the half over the 22-meter line for him. And a nice hard line there from Nick Pullman. Pushes him a little bit closer, keeping it inside. Hoisington inches their way a little closer. Now they'll spin it out to the right. Good job by the Blacks to fringe out to the outside, but a squeaky run here from Phytech takes him in 4 meters out.
He's been slippery all day, breaking through those gaps.
Again, repelled back 5 meters out here. That strong defensive line, the Blacks coming up, charging hard each and every time. Well, the Ruffians have up their sleeve. They'll switch it over, but another big-time tackle behind the gain line for the Blacks. Hit there from McKay. Into contact, the Ruffians go again. 7th or 8th phase, and a penalty is going to be given there. Offsides, could not retreat behind the line before that pass came out.
That's some heady scrum half play right there. The man's being lazy, hit him with the ball, draw the penalty.
Into contact goes Steibrel. 27-year-old, 6 meters out. They'll keep it in here. Northagen slips one, splits it in and takes it home. Second try of the match for the Ruffians, and big time try there from Kevin Northagen, the 25-year-old out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, gives them their second try of the match.
This is all heart right here. He grabs it, runs outside, breaks that head-high tackle, breaks the second defender, and he's going to will himself over there and just get that 5 points. We mentioned him before the beginning of the broadcast that he was one of the players to watch, had been showing out in all the other games, and he proved it right there. What an effort. Strong break of 2 tackles to get his 5 points.
He's got a nose for the try line, a very heady, smart player, knows when to pick and take it himself, and shows the strength there to sit 2 Austin Blacks players to deck and had the power to take it all the way through for the try. A little bit of a breeze here. We'll look to set this kick up through Neymar McCory, 24-year-old, registered nurse, a 3-time college MVP. They're out of Moorhead.
Converted the first one. Has been dangerous with ball in hand all day. See if you can convert this one, draw the scoreline a little bit closer. Ruffians right there doing exactly what got him the first try. Just a lot of pressure from their backpack. Kicking it through. Did the flags go up on that one?
Yes, sir. 2 for 2 on the day. Another excellent kick comes to fruition there, and McCory jogs back to play more defense here. The Zimbabwean showing out here in this D3 National Championship semifinal. But it has been all Austin throughout this match as they continue their dominance here in the United States on the D3 side of competition. Looking to go back-to-back, won last year in 2023, trying to go back-to-back again, already did it in 18 and 19 as well, and just continuing their dominance here in the U.S. club rugby scene. Adam Armstrong sends this one deep, and a bit of a scramble for it. Ruffians unable to take it in the first couple stabs at it. Finally scoop this one up 10 meters out, have it ripped away, but a penalty is going to be given here for not releasing.
His knees hit the ground, so the tackle was made, and he kept applying for that ball. So ability here for the Ruffians to get some space and get a throw in. Shot there, the fans who made the trip down from North Dakota. It's always good to have your supporters with you.
Tickets still available. Remember, still have another full day of action tomorrow where we'll have the D1 men's and women's national championships on the line. Everything culminating into one huge day of action as we will have 5 national champions crowned at the end of the day tomorrow. Pass coming in off the mark. Not straight the call, and so the Blacks will have a scrum down here with about 12 minutes left to play.
Blacks have been dangerous off their scrum. We saw that first try earlier in the replay to give number 10, Jock Merriman, a score, and their set pieces have been pretty good throughout. You can see there, get a shot of Ryan Little, coach for the Blacks, stepping onto the field and giving some advice. You've got to like what he's seen from his men today and hope they do just as well tomorrow. With 12 minutes left, you got to think that they've got a great shot at moving on to the championship.
Little and Michael Norton there lurking on the sidelines. Norton has been a mainstay over the last probably 15 years for the Blacks D3 side. Good to see him out there leading the boys as well. They'll scoop this one out through Newt, off to the left-hand side, into contact, and a beautiful little pass at the last second there to Ricky Johnson. Love how Jock Merriman has been orchestrating this offense from that fly half position, and they continue to push forward now. Into contact, off to the left here. Armstrong takes it in, 5 meters out, held up, try to maul this one in. Armstrong working hard, takes it in a meter out. Now the pop pass comes. Watson, so close. And a penalty is going to be given there off their feet. A little too aggressive, Taylor Neaton.
May go to the pocket. He's dropping him back to the 5. I thought he was going to get him there for diving over and killing that. That was a great run there by number 20, Derek Watson, as you mentioned, who I thought he got the ball over the line just for a second before being driven back. But they're going to call for the scrum. Good idea by Austin. Slow things down, burn some more time off the clock, keep the Ruffians under pressure, and give yourself some more space on the outside where your backs have been so dangerous.
If you stay on your feet, you can grab that because you can't dive on an emerging ball. Yeah. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. The rule's off your feet.
Referee Jacob Gonzalez talking it over with the boys, keeping everything in line.
Was there a sub? We had a sub in for wing. Okay.
Just a little discussion about substitution perhaps coming in, but they're going to allow play to continue. Referee's done a great job today of controlling this match, explaining his decisions to both teams, being consistent. It's really been a well-played game, well-refereed game as well.
5-meter scrum for the Austin Blacks as they look to extend their lead. Under 10 minutes left to play. Donald takes this one out the back and gets things moving. Little looping pass, gets it back to Merriman, who skips it over the top, finds some space. Ricky Johnson there on the sideline to dot it down. Another try on the day for this tough Austin Black squad.
Ricky Johnson, great job getting himself into space and keeping that distance so nobody can make the covering tackle, but just a good pass here, working through the hands, a little loop play, and then a skip. You can see that ball is going to go to hand, and look, nobody in frame, 15 meters. So they did exactly what we talked about. Call for the scrum, let your back spread out wide, know you can make those passes, get the try in the corner as the reserve. And Ricky's looked dangerous with ball in hand the 3 times we've seen him grab it since he's come in, and just deserts there with the 5-pointer.
As we take a glimpse over to the other pitch, we've got Colusa County taking on Charles River. They are about 20 minutes through the first half of action, and it's Charles River on top 5-0, with Colusa County having a yellow card player in the bin here for the next few minutes as well. So we'll see how that one ends up, but the Austin Blacks in great position here on field number 1 of the Round Rock Multipurpose Complex. Tim Wilkes and Tim Sigmund taking you through all the action here on Next Level Rugby Productions, and another deep kick from the corner. Beautifully done there. Von Zermeulen has been fantastic with the boot throughout the match.
Yeah, kickers from both teams have yet to miss one today, putting on a clinic. But Von Zermeulen's hit 4 or 5 now from the touch, from the touch line. You've got to be happy with that if you're on the Black side. He is on for the weekend for sure.
Such a potent squad. Not really many weaknesses as we look across the board. I mean, we've seen that kind of constant contact from the Ruffians give them a little bit of troubles, and maybe a couple of mistakes there led to that first try. But overall, this defensive side here for the Blacks has been incredible. The boots have worked well, and plenty of space and speed on the edges here for this Austin squad. Take this one again. There is our try scorer, Ricky Johnson, looking for more. Through O'Donnell off to the left-hand side. Almost out, but they're able to retain possession. Send a boot over the top, and a great kick lands just inside the touchline before bouncing out. But exactly what you're looking for as you're trying to pin them in deep.
Yeah, that was Tymel Wilder there trying to grab that and throw it back in. I think it's going to get a little turnover here, but Merriman just another, like we talked about, deep boot, put them deep in their own end. You can see that ball takes an awkward hop, and Wilder trying to throw that one in didn't work out. So it looks like the Ruffians will have the throw in here as a result. And they do, and so they're going to have to attack from deep in their own side with about 9 minutes left in this match.
Karthauser sends this one in, scooped up in the center of the line there, and a big time break. Beautiful little run here coming from Schwartz. Continues the action over the 10-meter line they come. Into the hands of Neaton. Better stuff now coming from the Ruffians. That one a little bit behind, but they're able to retain possession and keep things moving. 25 meters out here for Red River and the boys from Fargo, North Dakota. Just looking to put a little exclamation point on this match. They have definitely worked hard, big hits throughout, but they have run into a buzzsaw that is the Austin Blacks D3 side. Blacks caught a little bit on the opposite side. Good job swimming out of there. Rolling away nicely. Big hit coming in as they continue to inch their way down the pitch. Blacks just so tough. Here to the near side of the pitch. Through the hands, get this one to Hedloff. Inside the 22, the Ruffians, Colorado. Calusa has been able to score on the opposite end of the pitch. They've taken the lead now 7-5, even with that man disadvantage. Another strong run. Steibrel takes it in, 1 meter out. The big fella, 6'3", 270, out of Scotland, South Dakota. Brings them just a little closer. Now they'll try the right-hand side. Big skip pass over the top. Finally brought to deck. Big time hit. Great job from the Blacks applying pressure on all sides of the pitch. Strong run coming through. Still 5 meters out. They try to pop this one up. Get into the hands of McCory, and McCory's able to take it in for the score. Great effort from the Ruffians as they tack on their third try of the match.
Yeah, the pride of Harare Zimbabwe right there, diving it over off that recycle off the deck. Great job by him to get his first try of the day. You can see right there, and leaps over from about 2 meters out. Going to tighten the score up just a little bit. That was a great recycle there off the deck by number 14, Tate Hosef, as he had his strong run. And so McCory, that gets him at 9 points for the day. We'll see if he can convert this after that exertion. That was a great run by them. Put some more points on the board. Tighten up this score line just a little bit. Some good phase play there from the Ruffians. You know, really, Tim, it's what we've seen all day. If they can get 5, 6, 7, 8 phases from those pack players, it really opens things up. I wish we could have seen them do that a little bit more, and that looks like it's going to fall a bit short and to the right.
First missed kick of the match there. Unable to go 3 for 3 on the day. McCory has been fantastic throughout, though. And as you take a second look here at that last try.
Yeah, so Joseph able to make the initial break, and then recycles it off the deck there to McCory, and he's able to keep the momentum going, dive over, give him the 5 points, bring him up to 19 points scored. It's been a good match from McCory. Him and Joseph both have been great throughout the day. And Broderick King, the opposite wing, has made a few breaks for him as well. The Ruffians have played a good match. It's just like, as you mentioned earlier, a buzzsaw that are the Blacks. They've just been, it's the consistent, unrelenting pressure they put on both offense and defense that has led to the breakdowns. It's not been any one thing.
Some good continuity coming from the Ruffians is that last connection there, 14 Hoseth and 15 McCory. Both former players at MSU Moorhead, part of the Wiener Cats squad. Quite a few players coming from that squad, that and the North Dakota State University Lost Boys. So a lot of continuity with this Ruffian squad. And Tim, you called it earlier, 3rd year in existence and already sitting in here in the national championship tournament. A great start for this squad from Fargo.
Yeah, it sure is. They did a good job there. Unfortunately, a knock on there by Nick Pullman will set up the Blacks here. Just about 2 minutes left. We'll see if they try to score again or just work it through the phases and bleed out this clock. But just a great match between these two teams. And, you know, really, if you're the Blacks, you got to be happy with this performance. If there's anything maybe to improve for tomorrow's match, as they play the winner between Colusa County and Charles River, I'd say the line out. We saw a lot of missed throws early in this match, and that's going to be huge in a championship match if they can't get that corrected.
Able to recycle possession here just outside the 22-meter line. Mahan takes it into contact. 25 meters out. O'Donnell continues to orchestrate there from the scrum half position. Big skip pass over to the left-hand side. Inside ball hits Wynn, back and forth. Wilder with the possession on the far side. Another strong take coming in from Watson, 5 meters out. O'Donnell with this inside pass. Finds his target 3 meters out now. Blacks with a couple of pick and goes. Take it close, but it's lost forward. Scooped up here by Red River. Ruffians playing out of their own try-zone now. McCory will take the kick and fine touch. A solid kick over the 22-meter line, and with a minute left to play, the Blacks looking to let the final seconds tick off the clock and secure their ticket to the 2024 National Championship match tomorrow.
Yeah, good job getting the turnover there by the Ruffians, so the Blacks weren't able to score again. And it's the same folks again. It was Northagen and McCory. Northagen who picked up that loose ball, and then McCory with the clearance kick to relieve the pressure. But just, as we talked about, just unrelenting pressure. And you can really see the Blacks do a good job. They're running onto this ball hard, and that's really the difference, that breaking over the gain line. Here we see our first maul of the day.
Blacks almost into that 22-meter line, but they get repelled. And now O'Donnell's going to have to pull this one out, and they'll recycle possession here all the way to Armstrong on the near side. Just fighting for meters. But a strong counter blows things up. Great job there from the Ruffians. Good effort, but the Blacks continue to retain possession. Boot this one out to touch, and they have done it. They are looking now for their 4th national championship in the last 6 years. They have punched their ticket to tomorrow's national championship for the men's D3 action tomorrow at 10 a.m. And Tim, we had a fun one on our hands here. The Ruffians fought hard, but just a tremendous performance from our hosts, the Austin Blacks.
Yeah, Austin was able to jump out to a quick 20-0 lead, but the Ruffians got back in it by putting a try to make it 20-7. But then as we started the second half, Austin put 2 quick tries on the board and pulled away before the Ruffians were able to respond a little bit, make it 48-19 for our final. Great job by the Ruffians. What a competitive match. Only 3rd year in existence. Hats off to them for the great season, for making the trip down. Really impressive effort for them. A lot of standout players across the board for them in what they did. And defensively, did a pretty good job. See, here's the first try of the day. Less than a minute into a match, so we're able to work it through the hands. Taylor in on the side right there for his first one, and the first one for the Blacks. We're able to get Vanzermeulen with a conversion. Here, number 10, Merriman. A deke, a little swerve move right there, able to dot it down for a try center. So Austin's up 14-0 right there. And then late in the first half, Cardhauser was able to put one over right here. A prop with the sustained pressure by those pack players keeping it tight. And then again, right here as we go wide, you can see Austin doing a good job spreading this around, spreading it out wide. And it ended up setting them up for their 4th try of the day as this works its way through the hands and the phases to get it out wide left. And then here we see Kevin Northagen, the hooker for the Ruffians, breaking through 2 tackles, maybe one a little high. He said, I'm too big, too strong, too fast to be denied. Gets his 5. McCory with another one for the consolation try. And we end up 48-19.
Strong match here. It's the Austin Blacks on top. They punched their ticket to the national championship. We've got more action coming up next. We'll take a small break in about 20 minutes. We'll have the women's D2 action coming up here. Stay tuned to the Rugby Network all weekend for the 2024 Club Rugby National Championships.